Welcome in everyone, Jay here from Gibbs Landscape Design with another video. In this episode, we will be looking at getting this lower part of the patio finally complete. We got a couple cuts to finish the border accent stone in and get all the polymeric sand in before we wash it down and get started on the steps that lead to the front of the house. Looks like I ran out of gas here. We're going to top up the gas of this saw and then finish this cut. And then drop in the borders and cut the accent stones in. Now we got that lower part cut in. We have ran out of brick, so we started on the steps here as we get the second step started. We're gonna have 3 steps here before the first landing starts, and we're gonna have another large step with another large landing, and then that will be the start of the bottom of the steps that lead to the front of the house. We've now started the second step leading out of the sunken patio area. As you can see, I'm just leveling up the last couple bricks here before we get to sanding. And before sanding, I just want to make sure that some of these cut pieces that were a little too close just get shaved down a little bit so the polymeric sand is able to fall between the cracks. This way, once we water the polymeric sand, the adhesive that is within the sand will react and maximize holding the entire area in between the cracks together, holding that whole patio together. The polymeric sand that we will be using for this specific job is by a company called Alliance. It's their G2 Gator Max option. It's a color gray. And as you can see, once we sand it within the cracks, we wash it down with some water, and that water reacts to the adhesive that is mixed within the polymeric sand and kind of works as a grout within the stones themselves, binding all of the bricks together, securing them in place for years to come. While we finish up the last little bit of sand here, we prepare to get the hose out. You can see the color of all the bricks and the borders is like more of a matte color right now. Once it's all washed off and cleaned up really nice, you're gonna see it really pop. As these guys finish the last little bit of sanding here at the end, I just clean up this corner for the second step, getting this part prepped and ready. Get the last little bit of HBB on that part there. Now, as you can see, we did not have a nozzle, which was a disaster. My thumb was very sore at the end of this. Basically, we usually use a nozzle to help push the polymeric sand and the water that contains that little bit of polymeric sand that was left over from when we swept. Usually I want to sweep and then I take a blower to it so I don't create this issue where I'm spending a lot of time pushing sand. You want to just almost be soaking the patio in all of that polymeric sand, all the extra sand that was left on there from you doing the initial sand should be blown off. It will be a lot easier. But as you can see, the patio really pops now that it's cleaned up. We come back from lunch, we got the coping on the steps, and we are going to start the third step that is going to lead into that next landing. As the boys finish prepping this area around this block to get the next step started, the base for the next step started, I'm just up at the top trying to grab some aggregate while Amigo tamps this little area and gets this last bit of crushed concrete down. As the end of the day nears, I finish up by leveling this area for the next step. You'll find a little screeding prep work, a couple little cuts, and prep this area to get the blocks in for that last third step before the end of the day. A lot of good progress today. Boys doing their best. With these big heavy blocks, as you can see, they were a beast and a little tough to work with, but we made it happen. As usual, we're going to leave you with a few progress pictures of the day, show you the work that we completed this afternoon from getting the coping all in there, polymeric sand in, last few cuts, washed down, cleaned up, looking really, really nice. Take this time to leave a comment if you see something that we could improve on. We're always looking for constructive criticism. We're always looking to get better. Or even better yet, if there's something that you see that you approved of, that you liked, leave a comment expressing all the kindness, because we also love that too. We appreciate all the feedback and we'll do our best to respond to each question. It's come that time of the video where we gotta love you and leave you. Thanks for watching. We appreciate every one of you. Until next video, Gibbs Landscape Design, we're out here.